Excited to welcome our next guest this morning. Steve Tybor is president and CEO of 8 Days of Hope, an organization that is based in Tupelo, Mississippi, with satellite offices across the country. They are a disaster relief organization, but they are doing it in the name of spreading the gospel and doing so through many of their work. Steve, good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
There's so many different directions I'd love to go. I have accused myself, and maybe have been accused by others, of oversimplifying the gospel at times. But when it boils down to it, when you look at Jesus' teaching, love God and love others. And it feels like one of the ways that you have focused, and 8 Days of Hope has focused on loving others, is being there in times of disaster. Tell me a little bit about 8 Days of Hope, how it started, and what you're doing when people are at their most vulnerable and at their biggest time of need.
You know, Richard, I was living in Tupelo, Mississippi in 1999. I moved down there from New York. And about 6 years later, a storm hit our country. You probably remember it was called Katrina. And my dad, who was living in Buffalo at the time, we got on the phone and we agreed that we both would find a couple buddies and we would look for either a widow, an elderly couple, maybe a single mom. But let's find one family on the coast of Mississippi and let's help them rebuild their house. We thought that was the right thing to do. And, I don't know about you, but a lot of times I love to plan. But you think you have a plan and then God reminds you who's truly in control. It's not us. But that was our smallest outreach ever. It was supposed to be 6 of us. We took 684 people. We went to Bay St. Louis and Wavell, Mississippi. And in 8 days, hence the name 8 Days of Hope, we rebuilt 84 homes. And when I saw what God was doing, homeowners that we were serving were saying yes to Jesus for the first time. Volunteers on a missions trip realized they didn't know who our creator was, and they said yes as well. And, it wasn't just the fact that you saw all these homes being rebuilt, but the lives that were being touched, just not the families, again, that we were serving, but the volunteers themselves. So in the spring of 2006, we founded 8 Days of Hope. It became official, a nonprofit. We've been doing this for 20 years. We now have helped 11,500 families from California to New York to Texas to Mississippi, Florida, everywhere. We've helped them rebuild their homes always in just 8 days. About $94 million of work for free. 60,000 volunteers have traveled with us. We have a very, very small staff. We train volunteer leaders. Like right now, we're in Texas. I know we'll get to that in a minute. We have, millions of dollars of equipment down there and experienced operators, but not one staff member. So, our goal is 8 Days of Hope is simply, we want to equip the saints. We want to be a conduit for the saints who are looking for a way to give back. So we go right after a disaster, like we're in Texas right now. We come back a year later and build homes. Again, 11,500 of them. We have a mass feeding arm that we are announcing later today. We'll be going to Texas because a lot of the feeding teams have left. We want to feed the responders that are still there. And then we also build safe places for women and children rescued from sex trafficking. We've done 15 of those. We've worked with Tim Tebow, a big name in the SEC world, in Chattanooga. We worked with Frank Reich, an NFL coach in Indianapolis. But we've built those facilities, again, from Texas to South Dakota, New York, Mississippi, and everywhere in between. So, we just want to be a conduit for people who want to give back, and that's what we've done for 20 years.
Steve, I think about the disaster recovery industry, and I'm using that term loosely. You've got organizations like Samaritan's Purse, who were so vital in North Carolina following the flooding and the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. You've got other groups. The Cajun Navy has certainly become famous for going in quickly. How do you work in conjunction or independently of other groups? Because there are entities that are there to help, and then you've got federal government aid, FEMA stuff that's coming in. How do you do that from an organizational standpoint?
Yeah, I learned very quickly. It was maybe after our 4th outreach that I started feeling pretty good about who we were and what we were doing, and I had to repent. I had to go to the volunteer leaders and the board at the time and said, I'm starting to feel like this is all about 8 Days of Hope, and it's not. It's about Jesus. And so, it was our 5th year in, and I kind of reset my mindset. A line I use all the time is "We're better together," and so we're in constant contact with Convoy of Hope and Samaritan's Purse and Minutemen and other Christian organizations. So we're not like set up one block apart. We sit at round tables with them. We share best practices. Their model's a little bit different. Again, I'm a big Samaritan's Purse fan. Their model, they'll go in like Asheville. They'll be there for multiple years and do 2 or 3 homes every single week. Our model, and again, no model is better than the other. Both models are needed. Our biggest outreach ever was Houston after Harvey. Richard, we brought 4,692 people, and we did a baseball doubleheader. We did 2 8-day trips, and in 16 days, we rebuilt 808 homes with 4,600 volunteers. Now, that's our model, and so we're all needed. So if you're feeding people, or if you're building their home, or if they're mucking out a house, or maybe just going through their belongings, or like right now in Texas, we're searching, we're looking. We're working with fire departments down there, and we're moving debris off the bank so they can use the cadaver dogs and other means to see if they can find some of the lost loved ones. So we're all needed, and we're better together when we communicate, and we love those other organizations. They're amazing.
I got to be honest with you. I'm having trouble with the math here. We recently did a home renovation project, and it wasn't 8 days. It was like 8 months for a job that didn't feel like it was that big. How do you pull that off?
Well, first of all, it's with a lot of prayer. And I mean that. People are like, oh, that's a standard answer. I'm telling you, we start the day, we start every meeting, we end every meeting, we end the day in prayer. And, think about it in Houston. In 16 days, we laid out, bought, shipped, paid for, and installed 239 sets of kitchen cabinets. Now, my background is building materials, so that's what I know. But I'm not good with my hands, so I'm a less skilled volunteer when we're talking about building things. But it's from pulling the permits. I mean, it takes 90 days to plan a rebuilding trip, and for 90 days we have to find lodging. We feed our volunteers. It's free. We've done, almost 94, 95. I mean, the numbers change every day, but getting closer to that $100 million mark, you got to raise the money. You got to get the permits. You got to have the homeowners pick out what color roof. I was going to ask
you that. Forgive me for interrupting, because I've got to ask this
question.
Good. You say it's free, but there's nothing that's free. Somebody's paying for this. From where is the money coming?
Yeah, so when you go to our website, 8dayshope.com, we have 20 partners that are listed on our website. They give us a donation every year, and they cover our fixed cost. The money we have to raise is for the food that we're taking to Texas tomorrow. It's for the fuel and the other things. It's for the building materials when we build places. And that's given by churches and individuals and foundations. We don't take any government money. Nothing against those that do, but we don't. And we've seen God move mightily. I tell you, we've paid every bill in the ministry always within 7 days for 20 years. We have no debt. We have about $6.5 million of equipment. We have a training center that we built in Tupelo, Mississippi, 60,000 square feet. I'm sitting today in a 100,000 square foot building in Buffalo, New York. It's our Northeast satellite that was given to us. We have a satellite in Iowa. So this is just God moving. I'm not that smart. 6 years of college, 4 years school, but I love Jesus, and I love serving people. And we have 60,000 volunteers that are like-minded as well.
Well, God bless you and your entire team for the work that you're doing. So we've got a minute and a half left. Give me the high-level view of exactly what it looks like in Kerrville, Texas, and the surrounding areas right now in terms of 8 Days of Hope and your operation.
Sure. 20 years, we've never had to wait so long to get into a disaster than this one because of the search. Oh, wow. And that's what's made this so challenging for us waiting to go in. We've been there. This is day number 4. We plan to be there as long as need be. Again, we have a couple $1 million of equipment, maybe about $1.5 million of equipment, 12 heavy bulldozers and bucket trucks and bobcats. We're moving debris along the banks so the fire department can look for lost loved ones. We'll be there until they're done. Today, we haven't announced it. We will later today through a press release. We're sending our feeding team. They'll start feeding the rapid response people like us who don't have access to food, and they'll be there, again, for as long as we're needed as well. So, we covet people's prayers. If they want to learn more about us, they can go to our website. If they want to be included the next time we go anywhere, They can sign up for our text alerts. They just send the word HOPE to 86373. Just type 86373, text the word HOPE. If they want to donate, they can do that online as well. Every dollar given will be spent in Texas because we have amazing partners.
In a world where there is plenty of bad, this is a good reminder that there is also some really, really good that is happening. Steve Tiber, President and CEO of 8 Days of Hope, the website 8daysofhope.com. Spell it all out. Steve, thanks so much for your time this morning.
God bless you, friend. Have a great day.
You as well. We're back with Mornings with Richard Cross after this.